Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today for my April favourites and fails. It is very dark right now. It's just a really overcast. It's early afternoon or getting on to mid-afternoon, but it looks like it's about 6 o'clock at night. So apologies for the artificial lights and the darkness all around. It is what it is. I am going to say that this month was a strange month for me. There's a lot of stuff going on, so the month went really fast, but at the same time, I think back to the things that I did at the start of the month, like going to Adelaide with Hayley and Simon just for a holiday, and I'm like, that feels like it was 6 months ago. So yeah, it feels like, yeah, I haven't been able to keep up. And last favorites, I was sort of talking about struggling to find products I loved because I was mainly, like, I was focusing on my low buy where I wasn't buying products. I was using just my Project Pan products, etc, etc. So there wasn't anything new coming in. Now this month was almost the complete opposite. It was a month where I was doing a lot of stuff. I went to a few events. I went to Mecca Land, which was a big sort of like event that Mecca organized, and I got a massive PR bag. I did a get ready with me using products. So I feel like this month I've been struggling keeping up with trying new stuff, as well as balancing Project Pans and whatnot, as well as also I took a month out of trying any new skincare to try the Halo vitamins from Tati. So we did a review of this after trying it for a month, so like before photos, after photos, all that kind of good stuff. And I do have to say I really did like these vitamins, and they did a good job with my skin, but I don't think they're worth the money, so I won't be repurchasing them. But I did have to put all new skincare on hold because any effects I saw in the skin, I wanted to see them from the vitamins and not new skincare. So I've sort of shot myself in the foot a little bit, where I've put myself in a no trying new things when it comes to skincare, trying to use up Project Pan products, and then I've got all these products coming in from events and they just sort of sit there and they're overwhelming. So that's what April's been like, overwhelming. So there's a few things that I have trickled in that I really have been loving this month, and other things that I'm just gonna have to try throughout May and hopefully let you know how I feel about them in May. So this month I did have really good skin, partly because I was using Halo vitamins, and I do think that they do something. They help make your skin feel a lot, the texture a lot smoother in my opinion. But I also had microdermabrasion after I had finished that trial, and then also later on in the month I went to a Dermalogica facial, and that was beautiful. It's like they've got like different like 10-minute ones, half-an-hour ones, hour-long ones. I went to an hour-long one. It was fantastic. So my skin has been in really good shape. So even though my skin has been really good this month, it's mainly from treatments that were really good. And I have been trying some new skincare, but because they're very, very new, I don't want to put in too much. The only thing I will mention though is actually from Dermalogica. I was actually gifted this back in March, but I've only been using it after I've used the Halo Beauty vitamins. So this is the new Sound Sleep Cocoon. So it's a transformative night gel cream. So it is like a night moisturizer, but it's sort of like, you know, like a gel sort of hybrid moist. So it's really nice and hydrating. Now this does have a bit of lavender in it. So if you find that that's irritating to your skin, probably not the best, but it's only a very small amount, and it doesn't annoy me. Lavender for me gives me headaches. This is quite calming, and I do, lately I have been sleeping like not the best. It takes me a while to fall asleep, and I think that's partly because I'm not as sleep deprived as I was when I was working full time and also YouTubing. Now that I work less and am working from home more, if I need to sleep in, I do. So I find it harder to fall asleep pretty quickly. So this I've actually been really enjoying just as a night moisturizer. It's nice and like hydrating and plumping, and it's nice and soft, and it's gorgeous. Oh, one other skincare thing that where is it? Here. This is something that I've had for a while, and it's pretty grubby, and I was cleaning out my bathroom and I was like, do I throw this away? And I thought, no, I'm gonna use it again. And this is the Kosmea Rose Glow Body Oil. Now this does have a stopper in it when you use it. I pulled it out because it was really annoying. It's one of those stoppers that you like, it's like a drip, like a little drop at a time. And I'm like, it's a body oil, come on, I need to put it on. Anyway, this is fab. I've been using it pretty much all week. I use it on my arms, I use it on my legs, I use it on my body after I get out of a shower, and it makes my like, my skin has been so good. My face skin has been good from the treatments and trying some nice new skincare and vitamins, and my body's been really nice and smooth and hydrated because of this, which is great because I find especially my tattoo arm can get a little bit dry, and this is a great oil because it's not sticky, it's not really greasy. It does feel like you've got something on there, like a coating, but it doesn't like feel really slippery and greasy or sticky. It's very nice. So I really like this Rose Glow Body Oil. All right, onto makeup, and the thing that's probably my favorite thing, one favorite thing of the whole month, is something that is brand new, and I was gifted when I went to like a little masterclass with Uemura. It is this lipstick. It's a lipstick I'm wearing. It is a lipstick that I am obsessed with. It's limited edition. I want to buy a backup because it's amazing. But this is the Rouge Unlimited Supreme Matte Lipstick, and the shade is Yaz Red. So Y-A-Z Red. Now you get these little ring things with it. I'll put that aside. But this is a limited edition collection. So you can see it's got the limited edition packaging. I've also got another one here that is a kind of random shade. This is the one I picked. They just randomly gave me this one. This one's in powder blue. Now I have worn this and it's actually very, very nice. It's very similar to one by Fenty, but I really hate the Fenty formulas. I did a review of Fenty lipsticks and I find that they smudge. I find that they don't set, they don't last very long. This one lasts really, really well. So if you did want that sort of cornflower blue lipstick, I would recommend this one over Fenty any day of the week. So these are really, really nice. So you can see that I'm wearing it, and I didn't actually moisturize, like put a lip balm on or anything today. I usually put one on in the morning, and then when I'm doing my makeup, I'll like make sure I wipe it off. But I didn't even do that. So this went over sort of crusty lips, and it went over smoothly, and it's fantastic. This lipstick is fantastic. I've used so much of it. Like, I don't know if you can see, but this is like my favorite lipstick, hands down, of the moment, and that's the only thing I want to wear. I had to fish this out of my handbag because it comes with me everywhere I go. It just lifts everything. If I'm having a bad makeup day, I'm like, oh, I'll distract with this red lip. This is the best. But those were released along with this weird thing, which I want to tell you about. It is the Magic Metallic Lip Liner. So what their sort of collection was these sort of Yazbukey limited edition designed sort of packaging with all different colors, and then they have these sort of metallic, what look like eyeliners, like liquid eyeliners, but they're multi-purpose sort of. They've got a brush, and this is the bronze one. They've got a gold one. I think they've got like a rosy one and more of a silvery one. And you just paint on like lip art. So if you wanted to do like a stripe down the middle, line your lips, whatever you want to do, it's designed that the sort of metallic accent goes with the matte formula. And I think it's a really cool idea. I can't imagine myself using this too often, but it's a really nice formula, and I have used it on the eyes. So yeah, I really like the inspiration behind this collection, but specifically I love the formula of these matte lipsticks. They are fab. I'm going to swatch them. So this is powder blue, and this, oh, it's so good. It's probably the like craziest color out of the bunch. There's like dark sort of purples, there's nudes, there's pinks, there's a bunch of reds. This is a red that, like I said, oh, that's what I'm wearing. It's like almost like a corally neon red. I just am obsessed with it. It's my favorite thing, hands down, of the month. Now my next favorite thing of the month is something that was just released very recently in Australia, and I picked this up at Meccaland. I luckily got Beauty News family member Jamie, hi Jamie, to pick this up for me because we weren't allowed to purchase anything. But this is the Smashbox Vlada highlighter in Petal Metal highlighter in Prismatic Petal. Now this is phenomenal. It's like Stylishly Mary, but in a highlighter version. I don't have it on today, but I did want to apply it to show you what it's like. It is quite glittery, so it is what it is. But if you don't mind a glittery highlighter, it is that sort of gold to pink duochrome sort of shift, and it's so beautiful. What I love about it is it doesn't leave like a white or a really light base, and I don't know, It just doesn't look super sparkly, it just looks really gorgeous. You can build it up if you want to make it more sort of intense, but otherwise you can kind of wear it a bit more naturally. You can wear it as an eyeshadow. And it's just gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. I think it's one of my favorite pink highlighters. Usually pink highlighters are quite silvery and frosty, but this one, since it's got that gold shift to it, it's just gorgeous. It's limited edition, so pick it up if you can. The other shades in the range, there's 2 other shades in this range, they have better packaging, like 3D rose packaging. This packaging I don't love, but this shade, you know, I couldn't pass it up. It is just, look, gold to pink, gold to pink. It's just glorious. And look at that metallic liner. It's just, if you wanted to wear it as an eyeliner, if you wanted to wear it as like little dots, like little sparkly dots or metallic freckles, I like all this makeup. It's great. Another thing that I got from Meccaland, but I got this in the PR box, it was the Too Faced Life's a Festival palette. Now, I did use this in a Get Ready With Me, and it's not a palette that I would have picked up myself. It's $65 in Australia, and I would have looked at it and gone, okay, yeah, it's cute and whatever, but I don't need it. But because I have it, I really appreciate it. Now, I'm wearing it on my eyes along with another palette that I'm going to be talking about, but the shades that I'm wearing Fun in the Sun, which is a beautiful duochrome sort of, it's like a gold with a green gold shift. And then I'm also wearing Beeman, which is like a white with a gold shift. I'm wearing that on the inner corner, and then I'm wearing Fun in the Sun all over the lid. But this is a beautiful palette because the quality is surprisingly nice, and the shades, there's a bunch of like, the shimmers in here are beautiful. Sometimes Too Faced they have created really beautiful shimmery shades, and this is an example of it. There's not many mattes in here. I think there's 3, and they're not too bad. The pink's quite nice. That one's quite nice. This one looks, it's not as vibrant. It's not as purple applied. It looks more like a dark pink. But these duochrome shades, I am living for. Like, these shades are gorgeous. I don't use this palette all at once because it looks a little bit colorful for me, but if you use any of these sort of beautiful shimmer colors, incorporating it into more of a neutral look, sort of like what I did today, they are spectacular. Okay, you can't really catch the light properly how I swatch these, but I'll re-swatch this one. So this one is like a purple that's got a teal shift. These are the 2 that I'm wearing today. So that one in the inner corner. So it's just got a beautiful sort of like light yellow shift, and then this one all over the lid on top of a matte. You can see it kind of goes to orange to green. They're just really, really pretty. Look how gorgeous those are. So yeah, it wasn't a palette that I would have really paid too much attention to personally. It's not really my aesthetic. They're not really colors I reach for every day, but I have been very much enjoying using them. So that was a pleasant surprise. And if you do want sort of like a soft rainbow shimmery kind of palette, I would actually recommend this one. Now, I actually have a lot more Too Faced to talk about. I was very, 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 very lucky to have a fantastic subscriber, Shannon. So she's a subscriber to, I think, this channel and also Beauty News, but she sent Hayley and I some fantastic products from its Peaches and Cream collection. So we can't get this in Australia. It's been out in the US for like over a year and it still hasn't come to Australia for some reason. But it's a permanent collection, so I'm really confused. But I've been trying the products and I really, really enjoy them. So this is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. This is really strange. It's like a foundation I haven't ever used before. This is in the shade Nude. It is a decent shade for me. Now that it's getting a little bit cooler, I slightly lighten it, but I can still get away with using it. But it's a thick sort of almost balmy sort of consistency. It feels like a really thick night cream or something. And it's got a really strong sort of fragrance, like a peachy fragrance. But then all of a sudden, once you blend it in, yeah, it's really thick. It's like almost tacky, which is strange. Like you can apply it with, I kind of like to apply it roughly with my fingers, and then I just go over with like a sponge. But when it does set, it sets down quite firm and very matte. So it's a very long lasting foundation, but it's, yeah, it's something like I've never tried before. When I first put it on, I thought this is going to be sticky and dewy and disgusting, and then all of a sudden it starts drying and I'm like, oh, that's peculiar. So this is in the shade Nude. Like I said, it's probably more my summer shade, but I have been able to tweak it a little bit with the product I'll be talking about soon. And it claims to be oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil controlling and photo-friendly, which is fantastic. I'm wearing it today, I'm going out tonight, and I'm happy to know that this won't have flashback. So yeah, really nice product. If you have really dry skin, you might not like it because it does set down quite a lot. I love that about it. Not everyone does. One thing that I do want to mention about this though, that is probably like the only downside besides the, you know, if you don't like a heavy fragrance, you won't like that this is fragranced. But this does, because it does set quite a lot, and if you set it with powder, which I do, I find that it can be hard to touch up, because if you go to touch up a spot, it can pull away another part. Do you know what I mean? Like it sets so firm, almost like if you think of like a clay mask. Once it's set, if you scratch a bit away, you can see it kind of flakes into the, you know what I mean? It's just, it's not the best to touch up. It kind of lifts other areas. And I found that particularly bad when I pair it with like a long wear sort of setting finishing spray. So this is the one by Uemura. It's a Stage Performer fresh top coat, and together these are not good. So very setting foundation with a very setting finishing spray, not good. I actually wore this combination to Meccaland and it did last quite well, but then when I went to later on that day, I went to touch up my sunglasses marks. I'm not kidding you, I had to remove my full makeup because as I sort of touched up one area, it would, you know, like ruin another area, and then I'd have to touch that up and then it would ruin another area. And it got to the point where I had to take off my whole base. So it does set, but just be careful not to mess with it because, or not to mess with it if you've set it even more, because it can get upset. So I don't know which one to blame so much, but together, not good. But hopefully you can see as I was talking, that has sort of like completely set down. I've got no powder on it. And you can see it's like touch dry and it sets very, very nicely on its own. Now, along with that, I was also sent this gorgeous product. This is the Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. So it's infused with peach and sweet fig cream. Now, this is great. It's a very, very good powder. It's very smoothing. It sort of blurs your pores. If you do have dry skin, you might want to avoid this because it is mattifying, so it will dry out your skin even further, but it's a very, very beautiful finely milled product. It also contains so much product, 35 grams. So this is a massive amount of product. If we could buy this in Australia, this would just be the powder I use all the time. I've also been struggling with powder a lot these days. I find my under eye areas are a little bit creasy, and powder just accentuates that. So this is a really good powder, and I want it to come to the Australian market, please. Please, please. Now, the other product in that range that I was sent from Shannon, so thanks again, Shannon, you are a gun, was this Just Peachy palette. So this is the original one. There's also a lighter one that's recently come out, and I am wearing this today with the couple of shades from that Life's a Festival palette. So this is beautiful. Not only is the packaging a lot nicer and sleeker and just prettier, and sort of like what I want from a palette. I don't want too much excess bulk. I just like it to be what it needs to be. It's got a beautiful size mirror, and those are the shades. It just wants to close to the magnetic closure. You can see that it has sort of some neutral shades, some warm mattes. There's only one shade that's got a bit of shimmer in it, but they all sort of perform like mattes. I'm sort of wearing this line here on my eyes today, and I actually packed that color all over the lid and then just put the duochrome shimmer on the top. So that's what I've got going on there. So that's what's happening. But this is a really nice performing matte palette. I'm sort of getting into cooler shades at the moment, so I sort of wish that this was more purples and mauves. I want Too Faced to bring out like a grape version. that would be fantastic. Once again, if you don't like scent, these products are a little bit distracting. They're quite heavily scented, but they perform very, very well. So yeah, I'm really surprised at the quality of these products because I used to really love Too Faced when they're bringing out the chocolate bar palettes, and then they started bringing out like the chocolate bonbons and the sweet peach palette and the few other things, and I'm just kind of getting a bit like, this is not as good as it used to be. And now I think they've sort of come back. This range is fantastic. These products are fantastic. And I just think they're doing some cool stuff. Just bring it to Australia, please. Another product that Shannon sent in her care package, this has been in my handbag, so it's sort of like rubbed off a lot. These Catrice Matte Lip Artist pencil things are fantastic. This is the shade, oh God, I think it's rubbed off. I don't know. Ooh, I'm sorry guys. But it's this beautiful berry shade and it's been a bit mangled. It's been in my bag. These are so nice. They're so beautiful. They're so like comfortable. Oh my God. I love these. If you've got Catrice, just be careful. This can pop off in your handbag. But if you've got Catrice near you, these matte pencil things are great. Like I said, it's been living in my handbag. And before I discovered this bold, beautiful red, I was just rocking this a lot because it is beautiful. All right, so I was saying that this is now getting a little bit too dark for me. It's probably a good shade for my face, but because my neck is a lot fairer than my face, I need to lighten it a little bit. So unless I bronze my neck, which I can't be bothered doing. So I've been using this and other foundations mixed with this. So this is a next favorite. This is from Ulta 3. They just released some lightening drops and some deepening drops. Now these work really, really well. I did a video demonstrating them, but they're like a thick drop. So it doesn't change the consistency of your foundation. It doesn't like make it runnier or, you know, change the texture of it. It just adds, like, it just lightens your foundation by a shade. So I've just been putting like a drop of that in like a pump or two of foundation, and it has really helped me tweak my foundation really easily. So that is a really affordable way just to bring one foundation through the year if you wanted to. So, you know, in winter you can lighten it, and they've got the deepening drops for summer. So yeah. All right, 2 nail products, and then we're going to fails. So I don't know if you remember, I think it was last month, I talked about this grey nail polish that I really, really liked. It was like the perfect grey, but it's got glitter in it. So it's from Graceful Nail Polish, and it's like a, I think they call it a Crowley. So it's like a gel kind of, sort of a little bit translucent formula with glitter in it, and this is in the shade Merit. Now I've been on the hunt for a grey like this because I really love the shade, but I don't always want to have glitter in it. And I did actually purchase a nail polish, naughty, but I purchased this from OPI, which is the one I'm wearing today. It's one that I've been really loving, and I've worn it a few times. This formula, this Infinite Shine one, is actually pretty good. So that's the color. It's a little bit blue for a grey, but it's pretty nice. So the shade is Reach for the Sky. I've been wearing that a lot. And then Kester Black have just released a new Cannes Film Festival duo. So this one is in Paris, Texas. So it's named after the movie Paris, Texas. They've also got one in Pulp Fiction, which is a beautiful sort of lipstick red color. But this is sort of like a more purpley version. So I've been sort of wearing a lot of grey this month. I've either go more blue grey or more this sort of like taupey grey, and I think they're gorgeous. They're such nice quality nail polishes, and they're really, really flattering. And for this time of the year, I think it's a really nice nail polish to go with like darker kind of clothes. Okay, I don't really have too many fails this month. One I do want to mention, and I don't like mentioning this, but at the same time, I don't love it. It is Santa's Christmas. This is the shower cream from Lush. I'm holding it upside down so you can see how sort of thick and chunky it is. It's like, it's like pureed bloody fruit. I've had this in my shower, but I've had to have it upside down because it's so thick. To squeeze it out, it's like squeezing out custard. But one thing that I'm going to say that is a fail, so it's a Christmas release. It's not available at the moment. It'll probably be back in like Christmas in July or whatever, but this one is, look at it, it's like concrete in there. So it's super, super thick, but also the color is so intense, it just like looks like you've murdered someone in your shower. Washes away fine, but another thing that I found is if you don't wash it off like really thoroughly, you'll find red in your clothes. Like, that's how red this is. I don't love it. I don't love the consistency. I don't love the color. And the scent is like a cola. I like cola, but it's like a powdery cola, like baby powder cola. It's like sweet baby powder. It's just a bit weird. So it's usable, yes, but I don't love it. So for me, I don't like this. Look, that still has not even hit the bottom because it's so thick. So yeah, this is not a product I love, unfortunately. I wish it was more of a tangy cola, like a thin shower gel rather than a shower cream, and it have a bit of a tang to it rather than a powdery scent. It's just a bit weird. And the next product is the one that I mentioned before. Look, this has its place. It's the Uemura Stage Performer Fresh Top Coat. It's new, and it's one of those products that has powder in the bottom, and you really have to give it a good mix. Now, this does definitely work. It doesn't have alcohol in it, so it doesn't like dry out your skin. It also doesn't leave your skin sticky, so it's a very, very good setting spray, and it actually works. But there are some problems with it. Like I said before, if you pair it with a foundation that doesn't like to be moved, it will just, if you need to touch up your foundation throughout the day for whatever reason, and it just has to be wanting to touch up where your sunglasses marks are, it can go pear-shaped. So that's annoying. Also, if you don't shake this thoroughly enough, so I did shake it before, you could see on camera, but I think you'd need to even shake it even more, because I went to use this the other day and I sprayed it, and it did leave little white dots all over my face. So yeah, this I'm still sort of working on how to incorporate it into my routine in a way that it won't be annoying, but I know it does work, and that's why I'm like, I've got hope for you. You just need to, I just gotta figure out how it, like what it works best with, but I know it does work, and I wanna love you. Don't make me put you as a fail. So yeah, I'm mentioning it as like I've had good and bad experiences, but I'm going to continue trying to use it. But it's, yeah, it's a questionable one. All right, guys, those were my favorites and fails for April. I would definitely say that my top products by far is this guy here. The highlighter is fab, and I really like this powder as well. I think these are top notch. So hopefully you enjoyed those. I will list the products down below if you missed anything, and tune in a couple of days. I will do a little kind of products that I've been buying and how I'm going with my low buy. So yeah, they'll be up soon. See ya.